A very good evening and welcome to our midweek edition of Primetime News. Thank you for joining us. I'm Salima Shumwefeleni Masipa. Tonight's bulletin commences with Lady Justice Rita Makarao, who was sworn in as acting judge of the Supreme Court earlier today by Chief Justice Peter Shivute, making her the third female judge in the Supreme Court. Shivute said it is imperative that our judiciary and courts reflect the demographic diversity of our nation and that concrete steps have been taken to increase female representation on the Supreme Court bench. The Chief Justice said that Makarao hails from our neighboring jurisdiction of Zimbabwe, where she serves as a judge of the Constitutional Court, and added that this is not the first time that Namibia's judiciary has sourced expertise from the region to help execute its mandate. He added he has no doubt the results of Makarao's service on the bench will be any different, as her extensive judicial experience will be of great benefit to the court. We shift our focus to the Southern African Development Community, commonly known as SADC. The region recently witnessed an important event as the joint meeting of the Committee of Ministers responsible for Education and Training and Science, Technology and Innovation took place on the 23rd of June in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of the Congo. The meeting aimed to assess the progress made in implementing various protocols, policies and programs within these sectors that are integral to the SADC's vision. We now bring you more insights from this report.
During the meeting, the ministers considered a report from the Special Technical Committee on Certification and Accreditation of the SADC Qualifications Framework, which will be implemented. The SADC Qualifications Framework will be implemented over the course of the following 4 years, according to a report from the meeting of the Special Technical Committee on Certification and Accreditation, which was presented to the ministers. The proposed measures include putting into practice and reviewing the Special Southern African Development Community Qualifications Framework guidelines and manuals on recognition of prior learning, the SADC Credit Accumulation Transfer Systems, and the SADC Recognition Manual, moving away from alignment to the SADC Qualifications Framework in favor of referencing it, and concentrating on new developments, including, among other things, issues like digitalization, micro-credentials, and common profiles of qualifications. Reporting for Primetime News, Diana Kauta.
In a collaborative effort towards enhancing food production, the Namibian Correctional Service, the University of Namibia, and the World Food Programme have embarked on a joint seed multiplication project. Our correspondent, Linnea Dishena, brings us more details on the significant initiative launched at Tsumeb in the Yoshikoto region.
Hamunyala said the Namibian correctional facilities have 4 production farms producing crops and livestock for offenders' ration at the Hardap, Divundu in Kavango East, and Oluno in Oshana region correctional facilities. He, however, noted that sustenance and maintenance operations have become very costly due to the impact of geopolitical commotion in Europe that has seen the prices of commodities skyrocketing. At the same event, UNAM's Vice-Chancellor Kenneth Matungu said Namibia is a net importer of both seed and food, and it is against this background that the university initiated the seed research project to produce new varieties of maize, wheat, potato, pearl millet, and sesame, considering the environmental conditions of Namibia. He noted the university has competent researchers and international networks capable of contributing to national development, noting there is a need for government to support national and international organizations to enable effective contribution to national and global development.
We now bring you an important development in the local fishing industry. Employees from 2 fishing companies represented by the Namibia Seamen and Allied Workers Union have taken a stand for their rights and submitted a petition to the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. Our correspondent, Isabel Bento, has the latest on the significant event that took place at Walvis Bay.
Tosa Fishing is one of the companies with a very bad condition of environment. And the excuses which the management are always give is that they do not have the fishing quota. The workers work with no benefits such as fixed housing allowance, pension fund benefit, to mention but a few. The workers have been employed on no work, no pay system. Sometimes the workers are asked to come to work for 1 week in a month, and they are required to traveling for a long distance, and in many cases, the workers are spent all the money on transport. Some workers are now sleeping on the street because they cannot afford to pay for accommodation. The workers also requested that the fishing quotas of horse mackerel, which we request to be allocated to Etosha, at least 10% must be made available for the trust fund to help the workers during the difficult time.
Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to Primetime Biz, your ultimate source for in-depth analysis and insights into the world of business and economics. In a recent development, the Road Fund Administration has announced the deferment of its proposed road tolling program. Our correspondent Sawi Hausiku has the details on this significant update.
The Road Fund Administration explained that it is commissioned to feasibility studies on tolling, which concluded that tolling is economically and practically feasible in Namibia. It said the road authority and agencies worldwide are under financial pressure to maintain aging road networks with rapidly diminishing resources. As the road conditions deteriorate, vehicle operating costs rise due to faster vehicle wear and tear and increased travel time. As a result, the Road Fund Administration looked into the viability of introducing road tolls as an additional revenue stream to maintain the 101 billion Namibian dollars national road network. The feasibility study found that 21 roads can fund 5.8 billion Namibian dollars in capital and maintenance expenditure over 5 years, possibly generating 7.5 billion Namibian dollars in additional revenue to subsidize road works across the entire network. It further said empirical research shows that tolled roads are better maintained, resulting in more jobs, economic opportunities, and lower vehicle operation costs. According to additional econometric analysis, tolling would add 1.7 billion Namibian dollars to the Namibian economy, increasing growth. Reporting for Primetime News, Ishmael Mukuvonda.
Shifting our attention to the coastal region, Erongo Region Governor Neville Andre Itope has commended the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board for its significant contributions in fostering the growth of the entrepreneurial community and ensuring the equitable distribution of benefits within society.
In a speech delivered on his behalf at the launch and handover ceremony of the Know to Grow Next Generation Entrepreneurs Showcase 2023 in Swakopmund on Tuesday, Itope emphasized the importance of Namibians contributing to the overall success of Namibia's entrepreneurial youth. The event, which is the brainchild of the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board, was first held in Tsumeb in 2022 with the aim of providing a platform for micro, small and medium enterprises to showcase their business and engage with others. He further stated that this year's theme is intentional as it fosters a sustainable ecosystem promoting the flourishing of communities through the support and advancement of micro, small and medium enterprises. Reporting for Primetime News, Ishmael Mukuvonda.
Now let's take a look at tomorrow's nationwide weather forecast to help you stay ahead of the changing conditions. Welcome to Sport Planet, your go-to destination for all the latest sporting action. In exciting sports news, the 2022-2023 season of the Oshana Village-based Football League has come to an exhilarating close, with Golden Stars Football Club, a third division team, emerging as the champions. Our sports correspondent, Jaconia Nehemia, has all the highlights of their remarkable victory and an exclusive interview with the team's head coach, Matthews Hangula.
Okay, Golden Stars Football Club is a very wonderful team. It's a very competitive team, I can say that. And watch out, we are aiming for very big and high competitions. See us through second division to first division and then to Deb Marine and PLA. Football is always a nice thing, especially when you are disciplined. I always make sure that my players are well disciplined, right from home, right from the training ground, well equipped in terms of manner, and I also make sure that my players are fit. They are always training, and they have their training equipments, and also always make sure that they are on time. They are always punctual, especially for the games. Coming for the league games, they are always on time. Those are some of the things that I could instill into my players. It always has to do with preparations and how you have planned your process. However, I ought to say that the plans are in process. We are really planning big to prepare the team better and bigger, as we are facing a high challenge. We are going to make sure that we train harder, we invest a lot in terms of preparing players psychologically, physically, emotionally, and everything.
On to the latest in cricket. Hosts Zimbabwe and former champions Sri Lanka are in prime positions to clinch the final two qualifying spot for this year's Cricket World Cup, while two-time winners, the West Indies, risk missing the tournament for the first time. With 4 wins from 4 group matches, Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka head into the decisive Super 6 stage of the qualifiers with 4 points apiece, carrying over the rewards earned for beating the teams that also advanced from the first round. With 4 wins from 4 group matches, Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka head into the decisive Super 6 stage of the qualifiers with 4 points apiece, carrying over the rewards earned for beating the teams that also advanced from the first round. Zimbabwe will relocate from Harare to Bulawayo for their games against Oman, Sri Lanka and Scotland, but the home support remains in their favor. Your sports roundup is up next. And that brings us to the end of tonight's broadcast. We want to express our heartfelt appreciation for tuning in and being an essential part of our valued viewership. Join us once again tomorrow as we bring you the most recent updates on both local and international events, keeping you informed and engaged. On behalf of myself, Salima Shumwefeleni Masipa, and the dedicated creative team working tirelessly behind the scenes, it's good night.